Hi everybody, so in video 1817 we constructed this as a prototype to do some testing on. It's a modification of the Darwin wind turbine, and what it does is it catches the air, vents it through this hole in the top, and we tested it in that orientation and it worked just fine, but it also worked fine that way, and what's exciting is it worked fine that way. Now that might not seem particularly exciting. It might be one of those things where you think, get a life, Rob. But that is tremendously exciting, because what it allows you to do is put the machinery at the bottom and the wind capture bit at the top. And of course, it can capture wind from any direction, which is great in an urban environment. Convert that wind into unidirectional and uni-flow. And that is just plain exciting, because we have a way here of capturing more wind in a cheaper way that's not very obtrusive and certainly won't chop any little birdies into tiny bits and pieces. So the question is, once we get it down there, can we put a pipe on it, and will that pipe actually run a generator? So if you looked at the comments on the previous video, you'll find that the commenters are roughly divided 50-50, with half of them saying, yeah, no need to test it, that'll work on the pipe just fine, and half of them saying, nope, too much drag in the pipe, it'll never work. I love that kind of thing, because it's so easy to test. All we've got to do is stick it on a piece of pipe and get it up in the air. And I've got this bit of saw pipe at 110, and I'll stick the Darwin on there and we'll lever that up and see what happens. Here it is on a long bit of saw pipe going all the way down there, because of course the higher we get this up, the better it's going to perform. It's like low down in that car park where I test most things. There's not much air and it's all baffled. If I can get this up, then I can get a straightforward airflow over it and we can get a nice result. Because it's quite a long pipe and it's quite difficult these days for me to get it up because it's just a bit wobbly. So I'm going to see if Luke will give me a hand. So at the end of the day I couldn't get it up, so I just decided to lay it flat. And we've got the fan at the top there where the Darwin turbine is, and we've got the PC fan at the bottom of the pipe right here glued in, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to turn it on and see if we can light an LED. And lo and behold, that's awesome! So there we go, we don't have to argue it will, it won't, it will, it won't. It will work at the end of a pipe, which is quite cool. Of course, a lot of people are now going to say, oh yeah, but the drag will reduce its performance. And that's a fair comment, we'll have to measure that. But then we can offset that against the cost and ease. But it answers that question, will it work? Now, a fair few people have been asking for the STL files. I wouldn't bother at this stage, because if you're not used to the way I work, what we actually do is we tend to go through the project and people make suggestions and comments and have ideas that they want to share. I listen to those, take them in and make modifications, and there have been some really good comments already about that. So one of the things, of course, is this 45-degree angle, and that may not be the best angle. So I've been on the research sites now, had read a few research papers, and you were spot on, it is not the best angle. And so I'm redesigning the STL files based on the research papers that I've been reading, and there'll be a new set of STL files with a much better profile for the wind capture. And that's what I'm working on at the moment. So bear with me on the STL files, because you can have them, but they're not as good as they're going to be, because this is a development project that we as a community are working out. And as I say, I do these, listen to people's comments, and then make adaptations based on that. And the final version is probably going to be a few days away, actually. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that this actually is a good idea. And if you had read the research, you'll find that it's not a new idea either. It's one that's been actively explored. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and please do remember to like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications.